Hey guys, RPM here. Hope y'all doing well and having a really great day. In this video, I wanted to talk about if you should get into GPU mining or ASIC mining before the Ethereum merge. And this is something that I've been wondering about myself, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have as well, regarding if you are maybe not into mining yet, or maybe you're already into mining and you wanted to expand, but you're not sure if you're going to be expanding into graphics cards or ASIC miners. So this is something that I just want to talk about throughout this video, and I just want to mention right now, none of this is financial advice. I do not have a crystal ball. GPU mining, ASIC mining, I don't know, hotspot, helium mining, hard drive mining, CPU mining. There's so many different types of mining in our ecosystem. And so, what I'm going to be talking about is mainly between just ASIC mining and GPU mining, because at this moment, that is what I see in terms of the value proposition for those that are running these as like a business, right? You're caring about the profitability as how much money, how much fiat these types of hardware are running. All right, so I'm just wanting to talk about that today. And before we begin, this video is sponsored by Watom.io. Watom is a complete Bitcoin mining solutions provider and the largest distributor of Bitcoin mining equipment in the United States. Watom has got all your mining needs covered by offering everything from the latest ASIC miners to mobile mining containers and power transformers, as well as complete hosting services and full facility buildouts. Their team of over 100 mining experts has got you covered by offering exceptional customer service. They also offer installment payment plans, which makes getting into Bitcoin mining or scaling your existing mining operations that much easier. Link down below to watom.io/RPM. So first things first, I want to talk about what my personal decision is in terms of if I'm going to be getting more so into GPU mining or more into ASIC mining, as the Ethereum merge is coming up, I would say potentially this year or maybe next year, who knows. But this is something for me that I want to plan out into now. And what my plan is, just to let you all know, this is what I want to start, and none of this is financial advice. Please don't do what I do. But for me, what I am going to be doing is going to be diversifying into both ASIC miners and into GPU mining. And really, the biggest reason for that is, as we all know, the Ethereum merge, as the end of proof of work mining, is going to eventually be coming soon. And it looks like and sounds like it is eventually going to come in the next, potentially this year or next year at the latest, potentially. I say that potentially as, things have been delayed many times before. But as I'm speaking right now, right, ASIC mining, there is no massive change to any, let's say, like Bitcoin, for instance. Like Bitcoin is massively SHA-256 ASIC mineable. There's huge industrial warehouses full of these types of ASIC miners. This is a gold shell HS Lite, not a Bitcoin ASIC, but you guys get the idea, right? There's tons and tons of different ASIC miners out there right now. And so specifically with Bitcoin, or I don't know, Handshake, Sia Coin, what other ASIC mineable coins are there? Zcash, I don't know, Decred. There's like a whole bunch out there. And if you go to asicminervalue.com right now, there are a bunch of different profitable ASICs that you'll see on the sidebar there, how much fiat that they make a day, which is really cool, right? And that's what entices a lot of people, like, oh man, this new Cadena miner, Gold Shell KD6 or something, makes like $100 a day. But, with ASIC mining, I have personally seen and been through bear markets where ASIC mining has become extremely unprofitable. Totally depends on your electrical cost, right? What your expenses are. And so right now, it seems nice that ASIC mining is extremely profitable. And so the value here, the proposition in terms of for mining with ASIC mining, for instance, the only bad thing upcoming as we know it for, I would say, just for the Ethereum ASIC miners, is that Ethereum is going to move away from proof of work. So a lot of the Ethereum ASICs out there, Silicon A10s, I don't know, the Antminer E9s, the Jazzminer X4s, all these Ethash ASICs that have come about in the past year and a half, 2 years, are going to be rendered useless for mining Ethereum, right? Because you won't be able to mine Ethereum anymore. So then what are all those existing ASICs going to do? That most likely there's going to be some firmware update that is going to update those current ASICs and then be able to mine ETC, Ethereum Classic. If Ethereum Classic potentially may or may not change algorithm to SHA-3, I'm not quite sure the situation on that yet. I haven't heard any updates about that. But there was potential that they were talking about that there is a testnet for ETC, Ethereum Classic, to move to SHA-3. I believe it's called the Astor testnet. So that is another thing against, I would say, GPU miners. Okay, so now let's talk about the value proposition for GPU miners, right? So the Ethereum Merge is like the pinnacle thing that everyone's talking about right now, as that is obviously on everyone's mind, and everyone cares about that. I mean, that goes to show the types of videos that I make on my channel regarding anything about the Ethereum Merge, it gets a lot of views because that's what you guys care about. That is what a lot of people care about due to the profitability of their GPU mining rigs. That's really the end all be all, honestly. And so with that question in mind, for me personally, as Ethereum has been the most profitable thing to mine for the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, well, maybe not in 2018, 2019, but more so the past year and a half, during the rise of Bitcoin up into 60K, GPU mining has been extremely, extremely profitable. And there's been some times when the block rewards have been insane, and actually just recently there's a good 5 or 6 hour window where due to NFT, ape coin, whatever, a new NFT that came out that burned like 50,000 Ethereum, and it caused the Ethereum block rewards with the miner tip to become like huge. Like we saw 80 Ethereum per block, 200 Ethereum per block, just insane, right? And so that was only for like a good 5-6 hours or something. And so within that day afterwards, after it finished, right, the block rewards went down back to 2 or 2.2 or whatever, plus miner tip, whatever. And the profitability obviously went back down. So that was only for a short time. And so I'm kind of getting off track here. But the idea, right, if you're thinking about getting into GPU mining, is that after Ethereum moves to proof of stake, right, after Ethereum Merge, is that what are all the existing GPU miners going to be flocking towards? Is it going to be Ethereum Classic? I'm not sure. I mean, as I just said before, there's going to be a lot of Ethereum ASICs moving to ETC. So how much of that hash rate is going to move over to ETC or any other Ethash coin out there? There's a lot of other Ethash coins on, let's say if you go to mining pool stats, you can see the Ethash algorithms, and you can see the coins on the left bar. That just shows you other Ethash type coins. And so those will then be mineable on those Ethash ASICs as well. But going back to the GPUs, right? GPUs, the value proposition for these is that these are very, very versatile. GPUs are multi-purpose. You can use them for, I don't know, cloud computing, rendering, 3D modeling, and of course, crypto mining. A lot of different algorithms, not just Ethash, but a lot of, I would say, Equihash coin style algorithms. We got Raven coin, we got Kapow, you know, a lot of the Prog Pow variant coins, Firo Pow, as of recently, I believe they moved to it. And, you know, GPUs can mine a lot of different coins. But the biggest thing that challenges GPU miners right now, and everyone that is wondering and also speculating, is that the prices of those other coins, is it going to make sense for those guys after Ethereum Merge, after Ethereum moves to proof of stake? What is going to happen to the prices of those other proof of work coins that GPU miners can mine? And of course, the relative hash rate that those coins are going to garner once Ethereum is done, right? Once Ethereum is done proof of work. So that's going to be a massive shift. And if the prices of those coins don't go up, then that means profitability is going to be extremely bad for GPU miners. And for those that have high electrical costs, will not be able to keep up. They won't be able to stay competitive against those that are maybe industrial miners that have, I don't know, 2-4 cents per kilowatt hour. Those guys that have massive GPU mining farms will be able to keep up. And so that's really the sad reality of what could potentially come after the Ethereum Merge. And, you know, my whole channel, I've based my whole channel off of GPU mining. GPU mining is my bread and butter. GPU mining is my passion. I love playing around with graphics cards. I love building mining rigs. But is it time now that we potentially think about ASIC mining? You know, Bitcoin mining has been a staple for a very long time. Of course, depending on your electrical costs, depending where you're mining, and more so the past year and a half. And this is not financial advice. I'm not trying to hype up ASIC mining at all. but there's been massive boom in Cadena mining. There has been a massive boom with Litecoin mining, or sorry, Dogecoin mining, because of good old Elon Musk. And there was also a little bump up in the Dogecoin price recently because of Elon Musk buying Twitter. And so all these, little ASICs that have come about, these gold shell mini Doges or Cadena miners, which you guys have seen me review on my channel recently, is, I would say a certain signal in which there are a lot of people out there that are buying these types of ASICs because they see the value that right now ASIC mining is profitable and has been for the past couple, I would say, since the run-up of Bitcoin. But of course, there's been a time, which I have to say, the risk of ASIC mining, there's always a risk of these coins basically going to zero and becoming unprofitable, and then your ASIC miner that you just bought in the next 6 months, in the next year, these could become bricks. And that has happened back in 2018 bear market, after the last, I would say, bull run of 2017, 2018, beginning of 2018. And I was there to see those unprofitable times for ASICs. Everyone's mentality, everyone's stigma against ASIC mining was very, very negative because no one was profiting at all during those times. But here we are today, ASIC mining, no one bats an eye. No one says that ASIC mining is bad. It's because ASIC mining is extremely profitable right now, right? That's really it. That's really it. And so I bet if there is a bear market in the next, if the bear market is already happening right now, the potential for those that are going to get into ASIC mining, then you have to realize and understand the risk that ASIC mining can become extremely unprofitable, depending on your electrical cost, of course. And so the value proposition there is, you have to understand that that could happen for you if you're deciding to get into ASICs full time, just have a lot of ASIC miners, and there could be a time when Bitcoin mining may not be profitable anymore. And you hear all the time that there's been a lot of Bitcoin mining ASICs out there, mining farms getting into Bitcoin mining, and institutional investors spending millions upon millions of dollars in infrastructure for Bitcoin mining. Now, whether or not that is a signal for you as a smaller residential miner to get into ASIC mining, such as Bitcoin mining with ASICs, SHA-256 ASICs, then you're not going to compete against those industrial miners that have cheaper electric, right? You're thinking, or you're speculating on that with Bitcoin mining, you're going to be making money, but you're also going to be spending a lot, right? ASIC miners, the downside of ASIC miners is that they can be loud, except for the gold shell light editions. The gold shell light editions have the quieter fans. But a typical Bitcoin S19J Pro, those things are extremely loud. They take over 3,000 watts. They take a lot of power. You got to have the power infrastructure, like you got to have 240 volt, 30 amp PDUs. You got to have the electrical 10 gauge wiring set up. You got to get all that run in. There's a lot to it for ASIC mining. But for GPU mining, it is a lot easier in a sense for anyone to get into it. Yes, right? GPUs, you can just go to Best Buy, Micro Center, anywhere that you can just locally on the Craigslist, Kijiji, Facebook Marketplace, whatever. You can buy GPUs very easily. But whether or not it makes sense after the Ethereum merge is what, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you if Ethereum Classic is going to moon or not. I'm not going to tell you Ergo. I'm not going to tell you Ravencoin. I'm not going to tell you any of those other coins out there that GPUs can mine. We have absolutely no idea. We have absolutely no idea. But if you believe that those coins, or you're speculating on that the coin's price in the future will appreciate, then so be it. Then you will continue to mine. I will continue to mine. I will continue to be GPU mining, and that is not a signal for you guys to keep on mining, because I don't want to be, I'm telling you guys straight up, like, the reality here is that there have been times in the past where even GPU mining and ASIC mining have been not profitable at all. Totally depends on your electrical cost, of course, right? Totally depends. And so I just wanted to put that out there, in which as well, there are many types of mining out there with GPUs. There are a lot of different ASIC mining machines out there. It's not just the Bitcoin ASICs, but more so the past 2 years, there have been, the Cadena ASICs, or like the mini Doge, Litecoin, Merge Mine Dogecoin ASICs, Starcoin, Siacoin ASICs, the Handshake Siacoin HS Lite. These little things that have come about recently are now mining other coins out there because they are essentially profitable now. In my opinion, because all these prices of these things are are so high, right? Because it's so profitable. That's it, right? As I think Bitcoin price has gone up so much that it's brought up all the other coins on the network, and thus that's how, you know, these companies like Goldshell come about and started producing a lot of these types of ASIC miners, right? And I'm sorry if I'm just recording here, you guys are just looking at my GPUs that are not even running, my ASICs not even running. That's not a sign of I'm like turning off stuff, okay? I'm just doing it here because it's kind of quiet. I was gonna do it on my computer, but anyways, guys, I kind of lost my train of thought. I had a lot more to say, but I think the gist of it, I got the gist of it out to you all, of whether or not you should get into ASIC mining or GPU mining. There are pros and cons to both, but as it stands right now, this is the final thing I'm going to say, just to end off the conclusion, is that GPU mining, Ethereum mining as we know it, is going to end sooner or later. ASIC mining, I mean, it's been around for a while. I mean, I think Bitcoin is not going to move to proof of stake or anything like that, so you're not going to run into that risk or be challenged that you're going to regret your purchase, like a Bitcoin ASIC or something, right? Assuming the Bitcoin price stays up in those relative profitable levels relative to the network difficulty and hash rate, all that kind of stuff that, you know, equates to the profitability of ASIC miners or GPU miners or helium, CPU mining, hard drive mining, whatever types of mining, tons of different mining that's out there in the world right now. Anyways, guys, please let me know your thoughts. I'm sorry if I didn't give a certain answer, like you should get into GPU mining or you should get into ASIC mining. No, you have to do your own research. Do what you believe in, all right? Do what you guys think, and you make sure it's got to make sense for you financially, right? As your expenses do matter. And so if you can't float your electrical bill while mining, or, you know, you have to sell some every month or every day to pay for the electrical bill, then so be it, right? Just depends what your strategy is. There's so many different strategies out there when it comes to GPU mining, ASIC mining, and yeah, okay, so I hope this video kind of brought some type of perspective on what things to look out for, especially if you're new to mining or if you're thinking of expanding, or, you know, either getting into GPU mining or not, or into ASIC mining or not. All right, my friends, let me know your thoughts. Please let me know what you all think. This is something that this is a question, a really big question in my eyes. All right, guys, have a good one, and peace out.